People say to me, Michael, you're spending too much time thinking about what other people think. They would be correct in that I do. But it's hard not to. It's almost built into my disposition. Because I've always dwelled on. I mean, a lot of the time it's negative stuff, right? Because that's kind of when you only really consider people's state of minds or their opinions or so on. Because if things are good, then there's no real reason to analyze, right? You just accept it for what it is and you enjoy it. And you appreciate that they're happy, which in turn makes you happy. That's the easy thing about being fun and positive, right? It's infectious. It's just the way humans work. So I do spend too much time thinking about what other people think. I don't mean in an anxiety sense. For me, it's mostly just after the fact stuff. So, if you have a breakup or you're unsure of what a person thinks of you, maybe their behavior doesn't line up with what they say, and you have to wonder, what are they thinking? Are they thinking at all? Don't know. I know how I am, how I've been through my life. For me, it's a case of I'll get involved. Could be a woman, could be a friend, which might also be a woman. um, and eventually, over time, things degenerate. Doesn't have to be like some particular cause or cause and effect, it just sort of happens. Um, could be a flaw with me, could be the natural way of things. I don't know. For me, it shouldn't be that way, but that's a different discussion. But after the fact, I sit and I muse. I think about all these things that happen. I think about why it happens. Think about the aspects of that person that I miss, the aspects of that person that I don't miss. It becomes a pros and cons kind of list, I suppose, in my head, but not as uniform. Um, and there is an element of regret there because the type of person that I am, I don't like finance. Really pisses me off. Really hate that. So something gets removed from my existence and it's a positive thing that I enjoyed. I miss it a lot, which is normal, right? But I miss it a lot. Like a lot, a lot. Like to the point that it upsets me, and then you start to form these bitter ideas of people in general. And I happen to believe that they would be true. I don't think it's very particularly productive or conducive to a happy life, but I can't help but do it anyway. Um, One such example would be I think about this person who was recently involved in my life and how that went and how I could get it so wrong and how they could be so, the real them could be so different than what I thought, you know. And I I wonder how they are now. Like, do they think about me? Do they think about the things that we said and we did together? Do they think about the potential? Do they care? Don't know. I would say probably not. I know that they cared to some extent, but I think that was more about them than it was to me, because they contacted me several days after. They just very abruptly dropped me, you know. Uh, and it was a strange conversation. Like, I can't figure out. They were just trying to reconcile something in their head, like balance out of guilt. But it degenerated into them kind of trying to get me to accept responsibility for their own behavior, their own action, their decision, which I wasn't okay with. Uh, and there was a positive outcome from that. I had the opportunity to stand up for myself and say, I didn't do anything wrong here. And I didn't. Um, all I did was love this person and showed it for the maybe the first time in my life. Like, that's why it's been bothering me so much, because I thought it was something, and the things that she would say to me suggested that it was something. You kind of, you ever been in a situation where you just have like a mutual understanding with the other person? You don't really need to say anything. Like, you can say something like, I know. And then they're like, so do I. And there's a whole rich narrative there without even fucking saying anything. It was like that. Special. It was. I've had a lot of special relationships in my life, not intimate ones, but ones with friends where that's possible. But I think this was the first time where I've been sort of romantically involved with somebody, and that's been the case. Uh, so it was wild, it was intense, it was scary, fucking terrifying. It's like, oh shit, I have to actually like be a human being now. But I was up for it, and I'd making steps to do that, but um, no, I just strange, very strange. But this will be me now for the next fucking however long, because I don't forget. I don't forget anything. Um, I would like to. Sometimes I'll get fucking hammered and then I might forget, but most of the time it just makes it worse. So I don't really drink anymore. But I don't forget, and then I sit and wonder about these things. And it's not healthy, but I can't help it. So I don't really have an outlet for that, unfortunately. Um, but that's kind of my curse, I suppose. One of many. uh, but I'm just curious. I'm just interested to know if people like this actually think about their decisions, miss potential, and stuff like that. Getting older. Hate life. Anyway, fuck you.